Good morning and welcome to the Delco Show. This is Fiore, Executive Director of Delaware County's Brandywine Conference and Visitors Bureau, and you're listening to the Delco Show on iRadio Philly. The Delco Show is brought to you by the Delaware County Chamber of Commerce. And we have a returning guest with us today, folks, a Bonner grad, an Armed Forces veteran, I believe United States Army. And hey, wait your turn. I haven't introduced you yet, all right?
Yes, sir.
Just sit back, sunshine, okay? I got a system here, all right? Pushy Bonner grads. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, folks. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I was talking about, I wanted to get in there, if it's okay with you, Mike. Now, I got to check with you first before I do anything around here. I wanted to talk about our two sponsors who are delightful companies. One is Primo Hoagies. You're not getting any, Mike.
I'll buy some.
Again, that's 2 times now, Mike. I'm canceling this show. You do that again. You want a snippet? Here's a snippet for you, Stephen E. Kessler in a second. Anyway, Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike and Media. They provide us with 3 hoagies of adventurous sorts every week. And this week we started a new game plan by giving our delightful administrator of Headroom a hoagie. And Katie, beautiful Katie, is having the seafood hoagie today from Primo's. I think Stephen E. Kessler, the second from the Tech Guys, Painless Technology, is having the turkey and provolone. And I've got something that's called a G. Is that right, Stephen? And I'll figure out what the hell that is once I open it up. So on behalf of the Delco Show and iRadio Philly, thank you, Primo Hoagies. And we are at the beautiful Headroom here on State Street and Veterans Square, around the corner in downtown Media, PA, everybody's hometown. Headroom is a unique facility that provides temporary working facilities for people who need a little more space or a little bit of quiet, a little bit of downtime. Maybe we don't offer so much quiet when we do the show here on Wednesdays, but what the hell do I care? You know, we have a nice arrangement with the great guys from Headroom, and having the delightful Katie here is always a pleasure. So try it sometime. They even have, today I got jelly beans. They even have jelly beans and free water. So it's a beautiful place in the neighborhood. Check them out, Headroom, right here in Media, Delaware County, PA. Now it used to be my pleasure. It's not my pleasure any longer because he interrupted me twice, but we'll try to be nice to him. I'd like to introduce from Tech Impact and ITWorks. As I said, he's been here before. He was much nicer when he was here before, getting a little pushy now, a little testy. But Mike Purcell from ITWorks, who's the ITWorks Assistant IT Work Instructor from Tech Impact. Mike, welcome to the Delco Show again.
Hello, Tori. Thanks for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here.
You see how that's better. You see how that worked? Okay.
So Bonner guys have a tendency to be a little pushy, but we can learn.
Okay,
we're coachable.
Again, that's why it's ITWorks. It's a training program.
Exactly.
And I'm going to have to start a Mike Purcell training program, but we've got that going right now. How you been?
Fantastic, Tori. We're doing great.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it was great being here last year, and we're excited to be back.
Yep. You've got something coming up soon. A couple of graduations, don't you?
Yes. Actually, our Wilmington class, June 12th, will be graduating. So our students are excited for that, and we're looking forward to that event, as well as on June 26th, our Philadelphia classes will be graduating at that time. So excellent.
Before we get on exactly what ITWorks is, let's find out the, I guess. Boy, I'm going to bring out a Bible term here. Wow. What is the genesis here of ITWorks? I mean, Tech Impact was first, and then it begot ITWorks.
That is correct.
All right, so what is Tech Impact, and how did ITWorks come out of that?
Right, so Tech Impact is a nonprofit. We're out of the Philadelphia area. We have offices in Philadelphia and Wilmington. We're nationwide now. We actually have offices in California as well. And it was started as a nonprofit with funding from Microsoft to be a technical support system for the other nonprofits in the region.
Such other nonprofits such as?
Such as, who are some of our bigger nonprofits? We have the Urban League, the United Way. Let's see some of the other bigger nonprofits.
Well, I get the drift now. I mean,
Right.
They're fairly large nonprofit organizations.
Yeah, larger, and we run the gamut. Some smaller organizations as well. It's basically nonprofits who can't or don't have the need for their own internal IT department, but have big IT needs. So we have a help desk that they can contract to call in and receive support. We have we offer Office 365, which are a Microsoft line of products to help them, streamline their businesses. We help them migrate to those products, as well as get into some cloud-based products that we offer, voice over IP phone systems as well.
So, but are they nonprofits that are providing services to those in need, or are they? Excuse me, if I've got a little tickle, I can't get rid of it in my throat. I'm drinking water, eating jelly beans. I don't know what the hell it is. Or is it any not? I mean, could a historical society be part of? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Certainly, and I appreciate the question. So, our mission statement at Tech Impact is to use technology to empower nonprofits to better their communities. So our mission is to handle the technical headaches so that the nonprofit can handle its mission to whatever it's designed to serve. So we work in the background. We provide them the technical support, again, so they can focus their energies on whatever mission it is they've decided to serve.
So the technical support would be websites?
We do managed services. So what we do is, again, we have a help desk. People can contract with us to call our technical service agents and get desktop support right there. We have resources available. So if people need technical support on a website, we can certainly match them up with the people they need to get the best support for that. One of the things that we're just rolling out is a social media aspect. So a lot of nonprofits need to get on social media. They need to be leveraging social media to get their message out. But how do you do that in a coordinated fashion?
Well, now, and again, are you talking about all those different vehicles, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, all that stuff and everything?
Yes. So we have a product now called NP Social, where you can connect with us and get a free consultation, and then we can develop a plan for you to help you roll out and manage your social media.
So I see there's a big difference here because your nonprofits are 501c3s.
Yes.
But I'm a not-for-profit. I'm a 501c6.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but as a 501c6, you couldn't avail your services to me.
That's not something I'm aware of. I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Right.
Okay, it's a question. Don't feel bad.
All right.
Okay, I'm just kind of thinking about that, and I'm going, yeah, okay, it's got to be a true 501c3. But that's something that I would direct you to talk with Patrick Callahan, our executive director, about. Well, that's something that you could find out. It might be something of interest, don't you think, young man?
Excellent. I'm writing that down right now.
I'm starting to not like this kid. I'm telling you right now, Stephen. He's starting to annoy me. All right?
Sorry.
Mike, I'm only kidding you. You're
All
a Delco guy. Your race is in my book.
No, that's good. That's a good question, though.
We're speaking with Mike Purcell, ITWorks Assistant IT Instructor, and Tech Impact. They're located in Philadelphia. You can give them a buzz at 215-557-1559. The toll-free number is 888-798-1350. Or check out their website, itworks.org. They also have offices in the United Way building in Wilmington. Anyway, so now out of Tech Impact, where did ITWorks come from?
Right. So again, we're serving that mission for not the nonprofit community to help them use technology to better serve their communities. And what we noticed was there are a lot of communities that are have youth, 18 to 26-year-olds who we serve, who are underemployed. And we saw that there was a need for tech skills. We saw in the nonprofits that we were serving that there were hardware jobs that could be done, as far as replacing network interface cards, setting up Wi-Fi networks, setting up basic security, so the businesses and nonprofits can operate in a secure way. We noticed that there were needs for people to fill these spots, and what better way to sort of reach out through those nonprofits to the community to find students who had a passion for technology and wanted to start at that entry level position. Let's bring them in and train them up and get them out into the field, and that was how it started.
Oh, okay. One thing first, because the next question I want to know is, how long has Tech Impact been around and how long has ITWorks been around? But first, more importantly, want some jelly beans?
Please.
Grab a few.
Thank you.
Stephen, what are you talking about? What are you laughing about? It's internet radio. We can do anything we want. They're good jelly beans, aren't they?
That's solid.
Anyway.
They must be from Delco.
Delco jelly beans. How long has Tech Impact been around?
2009 I started.
So it's fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
New kids on the block.
Yeah. And again, it was originally started. There was a whole network of organizations called NPower around the nation. So we were originally set up as NPower PA. And as I said, Microsoft set those organizations up to be support for nonprofits in those different regions. A few years back, Microsoft decided to formally disband that network. So we changed and we wanted to offer some services, some newer services as well. So we changed our branding. We went to Tech Impact. Still the same mission, the same staff, and we still receive funding from Microsoft, but we're just able to branch out a little bit more. And as I said, we're nationwide now, so we're able to not just impact clients and nonprofits in this region, but nationwide as well.
So then shortly thereafter, somebody figured out that you needed ITWorks, you needed to put people in place at these nonprofits?
Not just nonprofits, corporations as well. One of the things, the advantages we have at Tech Impact and ITWorks is we have a CIO advisory board. So we were able to reach out to those CIOs and thought leaders in the IT space in this area and say, what are you lacking? What do you need in the companies that you're running? What are the deficiencies in training? What are the spots that we can maybe fill with some training that we could provide?
So we talked about the fact that you're dealing with young adults 18 to 26 years old, but you also have a wonderful deal with the veterans, too. You'll take them up to 34 years old.
Yes, veterans age up to 34. As you mentioned earlier, I'm a veteran as well of the Army, the United States Army, so it's something I'm really passionate about, and we want to make sure that we extend that opportunity. 18 to 26, a lot of times they're not veterans yet. They're still serving. So
yeah, true.
We want to make sure that we extend that opportunity to as many people as we possibly can.
Well, let's hope. I think I read enough newspapers, and I know it's continuing. Companies are continuing to give exception or credence or a little step ahead to veterans.
Yes.
And it's about damn time.
Yeah, you're certainly right, Tori. And there's a number of companies in the area that are actually starting, larger corporations that are starting their own internal veterans training programs. Yeah. So that's exciting to see. And anytime we can align with that, we're happy to do so.
Yeah. No, it's always, again, I was in the Army long time ago, Mikey. Long time ago. Right. And the need for that today is just phenomenal. It's changed so much over the early 70s when I was in the service. Right. The 40, 50 years or whatever you want to call it. From that point. So it's just a good thing to see that you're looking out for those guys and gals.
Yeah, and it's important. Our program, Tori, is 16 weeks long. So with the extended deployments, a lot of the veterans are on now, even National Guard or reservists who were in longer than they had originally planned to be in. Mm-hmm. Maybe a 4-year degree at this point when they're coming stateside is a little too long. Sure. They need to get some training, get into the field, start making money, and then they can work on the degree.
And we're going to come back to you after this quick break. You're listening to the Delco Show on iRadio Philly. We'll be right back. Finally, welcome back to the Delco Show. I'll explain that in a second, folks. I've got Stephen E. Kessler II here grimacing all of a sudden. We had a slight battery malfunction, so we're finally back after an extended break. But you wouldn't have known that, but I'm telling you right now. So finally, it's good to be back with the Delco Show here on iRadio Philly. I'm Fiore, and as you can see, we do have fun here while we get a lot of business done. We're speaking with Mike Purcell, who is the ITWorks Assistant IT Instructor for Tech Impact. They're located in Philadelphia and Wilmington. The toll-free number is 888-798-1350, or check out the website, itworks.org. It's an interesting organization that started out for nonprofits, taking over the IT works that they needed to have done, which I guess is where IT Works came from, and they also handle, putting people in positions at various nonprofits as well as for-profits, right, Mike?
That is correct.
Okay, so see how that works now? See, now you can talk. You see, you learned from the first half of the show, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I got my notes. I'm set.
There you go. You're ready to go from there. So let's talk about, for a second, internships.
Yes.
They're available. Who are they available to?
They're available to all our students. Actually, our program, Tori, is a 16-week program. 11 weeks our students are in the classroom receiving technical training, and then there's a 5-week internship that's part of the program. It's an integral part of the program. If you don't successfully complete the 5-week internship, then you can't graduate the program. So it's a 5-week internship. We work very hard with our internship partners to make sure they have IT work that can be supported by one of our interns. So we want to make sure they're not in there stuffing envelopes. They're in there working with an IT team. We want to make sure that we have internship partners that have an environment that can mentor a little bit as well, because these are entry-level folks, and for some of them it's their first experience in the IT field. So there's a number of larger corporations in the area that we partner with, as long as some of the leading nonprofits as well. Okay.
So now, and again, it's a question that I'll bring up because I learned something in our extended break through no fault of my own. Right, Stephen E. Kessler II? I may take your hoagie from you now. Anyway, your certification, there's something called, and I didn't understand when two techies like you and Stephen E. Kessler II, talk about different things, because that's on a different level, but I guess you really don't talk about making sure batteries are charged, do you, Mike?
No, we cover,
Yeah, but I guess my point being, after that latest dig...
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, don't get out much, do you, Mike? But there was you get a certification in you were talking about A+ in, A+ out. I mean,
the CompTIA.
What the hell is that?
The CompTIA A+ certification. CompTIA is an organization that's vendor agnostic. They don't support Microsoft over Apple or anything. They test for just strict IT knowledge, and they offer the A+ certification, which is an industry recognized certification that signifies that the person that holds that certification is qualified for entry-level work in the IT field.
Okay, that's a big help. I'm glad you explained it to me like that, rather with all those jingoisms that you and Stephen E. Kessler II were using. I guess, is there a ratio, or how does it happen where you're able to place interns or place recent grads into programs?
Right, so there's actually a slash to my title there. I'm also the jobs developer with the program. So we work very closely with our graduates to make sure, and we track, how long it takes them to get that first IT job. A number of our more successful graduates, I would say probably 60%, actually turn that internship that they get through us into their first full-time job in the IT field. The other folks we work very closely with, and we're very successful at placing them within. We track the first 7 months. Can we get them in their first IT job within the first 7 months? And we're at like 75% right now to be able to do that.
Hey, I don't care what you read in the newspapers. I don't care what they talk about the unemployment levels, if they were up, down, or whatever the case may be. If you can find a young guy a job within the first 7 months when they graduate, they should be kissing your feet.
Well,
I'm telling you, pal.
Well, they certainly earn it. And,
I'm not saying they don't earn it.
Right.
But I'm saying in this mean world,
right.
Oh, I mean, the ones that immediately get it, man, that's just striking gold. The ones who it only takes them 7 months, they should feel fortunate.
They do, and they come back. We're getting a lot of activity amongst our alumni as now coming back. We do student panels where our graduates come back and talk to the students. It's really powerful. We as instructors can stand up there for 11 weeks and lecture, but when you have, someone who just came through 6 months ago that can sit there and look a student in the eye and say, hey, listen, I went through this and now I'm working at X company making $18 an hour. And so you need to buckle down here and get through this program. It's really powerful. So those students really look for those opportunities to come and give back to the program.
Yeah. Now, again, the program, and it's the ITWorks program, which is a division of Tech Impact.
Yes, correct.
Okay. The program itself, that's funded.
Yes.
So are these, I'm just going to call them kids, and they're young adults. At my age, Mike, even at my age, you're a kid, Mike.
Fantastic. Okay? I'll take it.
All right, you don't have to get, there's a little attitude going on there, okay? I'm just telling you right now.
I'll back off.
They don't have to pay anything for this?
No, it's completely free for our students.
Wow.
Yes.
But is there a certain, is it underprivileged? Is it poverty? How do you get into that 18 to 26?
Right. So we have an online application process, and a lot of the outreach we do for our students are through our nonprofit partners. So we do a lot of outreach in the Wilmington and Philadelphia, proper areas to make sure that we're getting those folks who have a passion for IT and just need an opportunity. They may not have the opportunities available to them to start a professional career in the traditional method, college and then so forth.
Sure.
So we reach out to those folks in those communities to make sure that we're making sure they're aware of the resource and they can take advantage of it. So it's an online process that we use for applications, and then we do a phone interview. And then after that, we do a group interview. We'll bring a group of 12 individuals in and sit them down as a group because teamwork is a huge part of being successful in IT. It's way too much to know it all. Mm-hmm. It's just too much information.
Like some people we know. Is that right, Mike?
Possibly, yes.
Yes, I don't want to mention any names.
So, as you mentioned, the acronyms. There's a lot of acronyms to know, so we got to make sure we get them in and they're prepared. And I completely lost it.
Because you're going back to some people think they're know-it-alls, aren't you?
Right.
I get what you're saying, though. I get the gist of what you're saying. But where does the funding come from?
So a number of leading corporations in the area.
Focus, Mike, focus.
You want me to give you specific names?
No. Just trying to keep you in line here.
I apologize. But yeah, a number of leading corporations in the area. A few years back, we won the Bank of America's Neighborhood Builders Award. So we apply for those grants as well as some foundations in the area as well.
Okay. So it is a fully funded program. That's a 16-week program for those that couldn't afford to go to what is considered to be the traditional or conventional way.
Yes, correct.
Okay. You're a busy guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm passionate about a lot of things, and I'd like to be involved.
Now, you're teaching?
Yes.
You're out soliciting?
Yes.
You're going to the high schools? I don't want people to get the wrong impression about soliciting.
Right.
You're out, going to the high schools and talking to powers that be and everything about this program and everything?
Constantly recruiting.
Do you have to go out and look for funding yourself too?
Actually, through the chamber, Tori, I'm glad you mentioned that. A couple months ago, we went to one of the speed networking events at the chamber and met up with some folks from Beneficial here in Springfield.
Yeah.
They were looking for an organization to partner up with to provide financial management training. You know, young adults, you get your first paycheck.
Wow,
that's the smart thing to do. We were looking in the Philadelphia area for a partner to give our students some professional development training and some financial management training. That's one thing I really do need to mention, Tori. One of the things that separates ITWorks from a lot of technical training programs is we offer our students over 100 hours of professional development training. So 9 to 3 every Friday, we put the technical training to the side, and we have leading corporate executives come in and lead training on professionalism, leadership, communicating for success, financial management. So Beneficial was looking for an organization to partner up with to provide some training through.
Neato.
And we were looking for a partner, and we made that partnership through the chamber. And Beneficial also has a foundation which we're applying for a grant through as well. So always looking for funding.
Yeah. So that's almost, I mean, having someone from the business world come in there, I mean, that's almost like we used to refer to it as OJT, on the job training.
Yes.
I mean, that's almost the same damn thing.
Yes. We try and model our classroom experience as close to the real world job field that they're going to be in.
Okay, well, and my point getting to this point is about, you being a busy guy, but you also are involved with the community.
Yes.
And one of the organizations that you're involved with is the Community Y of Eastern Delco, that's also a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And you were in the Army, so you weren't in the Navy, you weren't a Navy SEAL or anything. I'm looking at you, okay?
It's been a few years.
I'm looking at you. Coach a swim team?
Yes, I do. I coach. I don't swim on a swim team.
I mean, what are you? One of their floaties?
I'm very good on deck. I'm very good on deck.
What do you got going on with the Community Y swim team?
Well, I swam there growing up. As a child, I swam on the Lansdowne YMCA swim team. I also swam for the Lansdowne Swim Club growing up, and I just love the sport. And I love the things that it can instill in a swimmer. There are things that I learned through the sport that I rely on business today. So I wanted to be involved in that, and I couldn't think of a better place to give back to the community as well as be a part of a sport that I love than the Community Y of Eastern Delaware County there at Lansdowne.
Okay, but I mean, you've got some tryouts coming up, right?
Yes, in August.
Time trials?
Yes, yeah. In August we'll be holding our time trials, and we invite people to go to Community Y's website. It's cyedc.org/Marlins, and they can find out those dates and times and sign up. We'd love to have the swimmers out to try out for our team.
Say the website again.
cyedc.org/Marlins.
Okay. Now, well, and that's going to bring up another question. You like sports?
Love.
Are you a 4-for-4 guy in Philly?
Have to be, yes.
And for those who don't know, that's Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, right? So why the hell are the team called the Marlins?
Why are we called the Marlins?
I'm just saying. The National League's got a team called the Florida Marlins. What the hell are you doing?
Well,
Mr. 4-for-4.
Well, the Phillies were taken. And Eagles can't swim very well.
You know what? You could have called the team the Fillets. All right.
Well, we like to try and fillet our opponents.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Marlins are great swimmers.
Mike, thank you very much for being on the Delco Show. It's always interesting to find out what's happening with the young people today. You guys sound like you're doing a great job. You were trying to figure out how the hell I was going to get your swim team in there, and I got it in, didn't I?
Excellent work.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mike Purcell from Tech Impact. He's the ITWorks Assistant IT Instructor and Grand Poobah and Bon Vivant all around town, does a little bit of everything. Locations in Philadelphia, and Wilmington. Toll-free number 888-798-1350, or you can check out the website itworks.org. You've been listening to the Delco Show on iRadio Philly. I'm Tori Fiore. See you next week.